Hello everybody, this is Jeffrey GT7 and welcome to the live stream. Hopefully you guys are having a great day so far. We are going to be doing a PHG race at the Nurburgring. I just went ahead and just add some little add-ons to my car real quick to make it more of a custom look per se. So I'm going to be trying to do the best I can to get the win if it's all possible. We'll just have to wait and see what the outcome is going to be for this race. So yeah, looking forward to it. Hopefully for a good result overall. And we'll have to wait and see what's going to be like. So right now I'm just waiting to hear back. When the room is actually up and going, I will show the live feed of what I'm showcasing on my screen in just a minute or two. I'm just going back to the lobby as we speak. And so far there is nothing to be seen for the time being. So what I'll probably do is just run a quick lap or two around the burg for a quick hot lap around the track, and then we can get started hopefully soon with the actual race itself. So let me go ahead and switch back to our live feed real quick. There you go. And let's just do ourselves a quick lap or two around the burg until I hear otherwise when we actually have the lobby up for the room. Yep, that's right. Let's do this. Hello, Jim. How's it going? So I need to quickly pause the game real quick. Got my headphones in the way. That's gonna block my view. I hope your Saturday's going good too, Jim. Mine has been good so far. Whoa. I just realized this car is it's upgraded. I'm like, huh, why is this car so fast? That's the answer. 788 HP. It's supposed to be bopped. So yeah, I'm probably gonna set me a private lobby for that. I'm doing good too, Jim. Doing good. We have posted a new episode already. I'm going to plan to do another one too soon later today. I guess you're going to wait for the last 20 minutes, I guess, is what they're going to do, I guess. I don't know. The last 20 or 15. And what also has got in my attention is this right here. We got ourselves a new time trial for this track. And I guess if you guys know, this is the track I go to do all the tuning money grind videos. So I am going to be pretty curious on what I can do. We already got 2 AMS dudes up here in the top 5. Of course, we got Super S2K, we got Lucky. I think Lucky is one of their new proteges for the AMS team. So, but yeah, I'll try my hand at that. Let's see, we got any more fast guys here that I know personally. Not I can think of. There's another AMS guy right here. So, yeah, I'll be trying my hand at this later on today, possibly. Or it could be later in the live stream that I'll try it out and see what I can do. Alright, do we have any new news? I know it's getting close to time. For 20 till. Nothing. Alright. Oh, yeah, let me, I'll just set me up a lobby to make it private. That's what I'll do. Private. Free run. Let's see, no, I can't do that. I gotta do this. There you go. Okay, Bop. Yes. Track. Nurburgring. North Life. Yes. Laps. 200. Because why not? We're not gonna do all 200 laps. I mean, it's just by myself, so it won't really matter. So. There we go. And we're going to do G as the title because it always starts with the letter G. And boom, we are good to go. Yes. Alright, now it's fixed. And I just remembered one thing. I better fix one more setting. We're gonna do this. Yes. Okay. I probably could squeeze in a lap or two. There we go. Now it's actually realistic. I'm also going to turn down my TV a little bit. And while it auto drive, I'm going to quickly split screen both the live and my OBS setting as well. Ha ha ha! I fixed it. There we go. Yes. Awesome. Oh, we got new information. Nothing yet. Okay, still too early. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah. Okay. Back to ground zero. Yep, saw that coming. We're just gonna drive straight to the wall. Now cut. There we go. Oh, it just sounds so good. Oh. Uh-oh. Ay, 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 ay. Uh-oh. Aha, room is up. Ah, I'm back too far. No. No, I don't want to do a split screen race. Hello there. That's actually the first time I actually saw the split screen menu. Aha, there it is. Now, the thing about this particular race here that we're going to be doing, some parts of it is going to be wet condition, and some parts of it's going to be drier. As you can see, this background back here is a whole lot different than it was when I was practicing. So, as you can see, qualifier 20 minutes, of course. Race is going to be 7 laps. As you can see, there is some moisture on this track, so it's going to be quite of a mix. Where's the? There it is. Quite a mix of rain and stuff. So as you can see, this was earlier. Look at that! Look at that magenta that just came through the track. That's incredible. Just to see that on the radar, I would be terrified to see what that's like to have that on the track, because you know, easily getting blinded and by the spray, by someone's tires and all that stuff. So that is some powerful rain, right there. But as you can see, as the time progresses, and once we get closer to current time, that's when the rain actually does taper off by a huge, significant margin. So the track should be kind of in the intermediate state, which I need to buy some tires. There we go. Now we're set. So it's going to be intermediate condition for at least 1 to 2 laps for quali, and then it's going to be medium condition, like slick condition, where you can put the racing slicks on. And as you can see, there already is a line forming, so I'm not too sure what the strat is of what's going to be. I think it might be you just race 1 lap with enters and then come to pit road and maybe put on slicks, I think. And I also saw from last night's stream for splits 1 and 3, we had some drivers who parked their car at the edge of the road for that long straightaway at the end of the lap, and they would just sit there and just rev their motors and will start burning up their gas, so that way they'll have a light load on their hot lap. Oh, that's sketchy. Oh. I think it's going to be a fun race overall. Whoa. Here we go. Oh, the BMW build, the swapped M3 Sport is already out. I made it for Le Mans. I unfortunately could not get it to work at the Tokyo Expressway. I guess it's because just how the car is and how it's built and the shape of it. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I got that. The video's out. It's under Le Mans. The very first video you see under the channel, that's what it is. that engine on that Porsche just sounds so good. But yeah, for this week, for this PhD race, it's been Porsches and M6s. And to be brutally honest, if I would have had done the redo, I would have probably picked the M6, because the M6 has a really nice flow to this track. I mean, of course, you got that circuit experience with that car whenever you do that time trial and try to get all those gold medals. A little bit more careful here. Ah, hit the curb. Ah. But yeah, these curbs here in this track, they could be either friendly or not so friendly, and will just throw your car out of shape. Oh, there we go. That's a better carousel. Whoa. Blue skies. Oh, that's a big puddle. Still under intermediate conditions still. Oh, that was a perfect shift. I was not paying attention there. I was looking at chat. Next thing I saw was a green car right there. Oh. Oh, my heart. Wow. Oh, you got loose there. Not too bad of a lap for this to be introduced. I don't think it is. I mean, I can already tell that the track is more into the medium compound tread. So. That's much better. Lovely transition there. last turn. Oh. Alright, looks like we're about to get ready for this race. There's the rain. And here we go again. Look at that downpour. Look at that. There he goes. Look at all that yellow coming through. Oh yeah. Appreciate it. Yeah, I ain't gonna do anything just yet. This is not qualifying. Still free practice still. Not worth it. If you're curious what we got for the lineup, we do have one Talon using the R8. I'm using the 911 GT3R, which is the new Porsche. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys using the Porsche. You got 1, 2 Audis in this race, and then you got a total of, let's see, 1, 2, 3 M6s here. Let's see. Football. There it is. I hope it gets started soon. I really hope. Because in about an hour and 23 minutes is supposed to be the drivers meeting for my next race, which is in NASCAR 25. We'll be using the Craftsman Truck Series at Rockingham, so I'm looking forward for that track. I did some practice there last night, and the only thing you can do with the truck is, of course, adjust the wedge adjustment and the tire pressure. And the way I had set up the truck, it just felt really, really good, especially on the long run. It didn't really lose that much of a time, per se. So, okay, looks like we're about to get started qualifying. We got our good luck from Salamander, so I think we're about to get started with this. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage. And I think the strat here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do at least one lap on the inters. And what I'm going to try to do is, the reason I'm going to do that is so that way I'll be out there trying to help dry off the track. Is it still the monsoon condition? Looks like it is. Oh no. Well, we're going to go anyway. We're going to go out here, try to survive and not die. That's the main objective. Care less about that penalty. Hey, we got a spinner. Same guy. I think he had his racing slicks on. but I think we do have the tire advantage. Not right now, but we will once the rain does taper off. Be very careful as we negotiate these turns. That engine just sounds so good. I'm not going to push the issue on Shaggy because just I have that penalty, and plus it's our hot lap, so there's no real need to really push it at all. I can already tell that possibly he and Joshua, that they both might have possibly heavy wets, I think. current tire compound. I could be wrong, but I could just tell by those last couple corners that I really didn't put any, effort in those corners. I just let the car just roll naturally and was able to gain some ground or just stay with it. So. Alright, here we are with our penalty box, and we'll go for the far right side of the road. That way it won't be anybody's way. Of course. I'd say just about now, I think it's a bit too early to decide to change tires. I think it'd be too much of a risk to do that. But I think right now, it's just the way to go. If I feel that the track is dry, which could possibly be good, then we'll go ahead back out. Switch to our mediums. What I'm going to do is turn on traction control 1, 2. This right here is where we gotta be really careful. I'm going to do is absolutely rev out of that motor so I can burn some fuel. And plus it sounds awesome too. That's for the two good reasons. So I'm not going to push the issue on these two guys right here. Matter of fact, okay, he's gonna let me go. I was gonna say if I need to, I can always drop back. Let the guy that was behind me before I passed the green BMW, I can let him pass me and let that be that. Oh, mistake from the, I think that was the M6 there. I think this right here, this section of the track is gonna be a little more treacherous was toward the beginning of the lap. definitely need to be careful here as well. But right now we got ourselves some clean air. Mistake from the British driver. I think it was also driving another Porsche. So once again, we got ourselves majorly huge gap of clean air in front of us. A little loose there. So we got one lap to do this. Time to beat the 650. Go. was such a lovely turn. Oh no! Oh. Barely touched the grass, and that's all it broke. That's all it took. Negotiate that. This has been a rough one. Good turn. that spin, it just killed me there. Oh, but we got pace. I know we have pace. It was just that one spin that we had. Oh. But we'll have to wait and see how the rest of the field, how they end up. I mean, I know we got a good car. I know the track pretty well. It was just that one mistake of just, I think I clipped the grass or something, and it just, after that, it just became, you know, pretty much impossible to regroup and recover from that. Because the grass was wet, and it takes longer to get out of the track when it's wet and stuff, so. But if we get top 5 or top 7, I'll take it. I mean, that's including a spin. And we also had more fuel too, because we had to come back in pit road and had to get ourselves a new set of tires, which also reset our fuel count back to 100. I think the strat's going to be, if it was the way it was, I think 2 laps on inters, 1 lap on hards, and the rest of the race is going to be on mediums. I just got to carefully negotiate toward the front. I don't know how it's going to drive in that wet condition. Since our car's rear-wheel drive, I kind of figured it might have somewhat advantage over it as we wait for this long counter. But as of right now, I'm pretty stoked with 4th place overall. Alright, make that 5th. I think if we pretty much held on to the base we were going, we probably could have gotten pole, I think. Alright, there's Duke, or Nuki got 3rd. I mean, other than messing up that one portion, I think the rest of the lap itself was pretty good. Alright, 7th. Now, I could go on a different strategy if I wanted to, but I think the call is lap 2, end of lap 2 is get off inters, put on the hards, and then the rest of the race let it be mediums. Because I saw where he went to pit at the end of lap 1, the hards, and I think he might have got held up a little bit, and just could not really retake the lead or catch up to Jorge Sr. As Jersey gets the pole, now Mr. Casual gets the pole. And of course we're waiting for T-Rex, and that'll be it. So we got ourselves, as of right now, 10th place. So we're going to start further back in the pack. But yeah, if we didn't spin out, we probably would have been in really good shape toward the front, I guess. Oh, T-Rex gets 5th. Awesome. Alright. Wonder if he's going to reset the grid or if he's going to let it go. Yeah, check the weather radar, make sure it's the same. I think it's gonna be like the same as practice. If that's the case, it's gonna be the end of lap 2 switching over. Nope. Well, yeah, it might be the end of lap 2. And as Josh Shaggy, he was on inters for that qualifying stint, so we actually do have decently good pace for our car. So, if we can get the win, that'd be cool. If not, then I'll just try to keep on digging and see what I can do. Let's go. So amped up. Ugh. All right, here we go. We're going to try to stay clean. We're going to try to be the best we can to try to move up front in a very methodical, clean manner if it's possible. Yeah, I think where I'm at, I think lap 2, change tires might be the best call. I'll keep my brake balance to neutral. I think the car was feeling pretty good. I usually drop 2s in the back, but I think overall it felt pleasant. believe I did that. Love a bacon. Yep, yep. Just love it when that happens. And I meant to pit for hards, by the way. That was my strategy call. There you go, that's what I needed to happen. Doggone it. I wish the track would dry it up just a little bit more. A little bit more. I'm just about to exit out of this, to be honest. Okay, we're going to do something different. We're going to do the time trial. That's what we're going to do. I was just driving way too hard on that car. I should have done the M6. I should have done. That's the car I should have done, to be honest, instead of the 911. That's exactly what I should have done to begin with. Alright, let's see what we can do. Oh, it's a backwards route. Really? Okay, we'll still do it. I'm kind of familiar with this route. Sort of. So. I don't think we'll have any... Well, we'll see. That's a bummer. Give me 1 second. But yeah, that was quite unfortunate for that to happen. Because my finger just slipped up and I just pressed X button and plus we had things during the race too that really didn't help all that much either, so you know, it was one thing after another. Which I'm accustomed to that happening. Hola. Well, I just had me a really bad race at GT7. So, it was one thing after another, and what really finally hit the straw was I hit a curb, the car spun out, and after, well, there's no gain from doing this. I just didn't. So, I live streamed it. I'm pretty sure the guys from PHG, they probably saw it too. Oh, what about Jeffrey? It's like 50% me's fault at it, and 50% of the fault. But I think the car is more at fault. So I'll join you guys sooner, or in a little bit. I actually am going to set up. Okay, go ahead. got nothing. Mistake. Either make a mistake or use tire up. Oh, best part was that was on live too, so you know. Alright, let's see what we did here. Hmm. Dragon. Little Sethi and Bucks, yep. Steven Anderson or Steven Smith. I kind of wish that track was actually the way it was. I'm used to. I'm not used to it backwards. I mean, I can always come back and try to redo it, but yeah, that's going to be it for that. That's for now. Well, not too sure what to do at this moment, so what to do? I know what. Alright, so we're going to just do the Lexus LFA build at Tokyo Express 600. I know this was supposed to be a per se episode, which I might still do, but I'll go ahead and do this anyway and go from there. I'm going to just do the race first, and then I'll show you guys my current setup build with the parts from car customization. So, let's go. That's a good combination. I was doing that a lot too last night. The truck actually felt good. Like the overall pace, it doesn't really drop that much to how it would. You just lose like you just lose a little bit over half a second within like 50 laps. Give me 1 second. See you over there. So that was a really good build overall. I'll share with you guys in a minute what the setup is, and that'll be it for live stream. So I appreciate you guys staying behind, watching this live stream. I am sorry that we couldn't finish that PHG Nurburgring race. Just was not the race, unfortunately. So. Alright, I'll show you guys the setup for the LFA. I'm going to do it first, show the parts from GT Auto, then the tuning shop, and then we'll finish off with the setup build with the setup sheet, and that'll be it for this live stream. So if you just showed up, we tried to do a PHG race at Nurburgring. First part, you can see here nothing's changed, so just keep it as is. You don't need to go to this menu at all. But we need to go to this one, car customization, first. First thing we're going to go through is, of course, the wheels. It's going to be these right here, the Oz Racing. And this is usually my to-go rims because they're just so good. So just copy these right here. I'll keep it there for a second. Type A, side type A, and wing custom wing set. Again, I'll show that. Type A front, side type A, and then wing type custom wing set, and that's going to be it for a car customization. Real quick, it's going to be the tuning shop, what you need for parts for the car. As you guys may have saw, we do have this right here, spar tires with wet protection stage 1, just to make sure. Yes, we do have that. Power restrictors involved as well with the weight the ballast as well. Semi-racing, fully customized LSD. Racing polish ports, racing filter, racing muffler, racing brake and brake pad system is what you'll need. Now let's go ahead and check the setup. Just double check and make sure we have everything aligned for the list, and that's going to be it for the live stream. So, sport tires is what we're going to be using right here for the car. Suspension, we kept it stocked. Fully customized differentials you see here. I didn't change anything on that, just left it as is. If I would have changed something, probably the torque. I probably could increase it by a little bit because I could tell in that right-hand turn the car wanted to drift a little bit. So front downforce is going to be 85. The rear's 270 for the rear. Ballast set to 13. We're going to keep it neutral for the position. 92 for your power restrictor. Transmission is good, so we kept it stocked. And for the last part, of course, racing filter, racing muffler, racing brake pads for the brake system, polish ports, and rate reduction stage 1, and that's going to be it for our live stream. Now, I will, again, we'll post this build, put it together as a video form, so that way it'll be a little bit more easier to pretty much keep intact and have it as a reference. But apart from that, I appreciate you guys staying behind with the live stream, being able to somewhat attempt that race and just doing that Tokyo 600 run, also doing a little bit of that time trial as well. So until then, I'm hoping I can do some more live streams in the future, and until then, I'll